welcome back to another episode of the Indie Credible Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Xander Sculling, and joined with me is the painter, the author, the man, the legend, Jeffrey Windhagen. What's up, Jeff?
Great, the crazy man. Man, it's been a wild week, and finally done being assessed for the last year of my life, so that's nice. Don't have to do that anymore. Met all graduation requirements, so in a week I graduate this academy, and then we have to move. So yay!
Yeah, I saw that on your Facebook. Congratulations, man. It's going by fast, dude. I feel like it was just yesterday you were getting started, and here we are. You're wrapping on up.
It's like a damn fever dream, and yeah. So project wise though, been knocking stuff out. So Kickstarter finally deposited the funds from the Super Nintendo project. And I got in the final pieces because I already had that one pretty much ordered and done before I took it to Kickstarter. So yesterday I sat in the garage, listened to Iron Maiden, and assembled all of the Super Nintendo dust sleeves. Um, Interestingly, and this would be for exclusive for the listeners, actually had apparently it was sitting in a warehouse in Texas for 10 years because there's 10 years of damn dust on these books.
Oh,
So
wow.
I cleaned every single book, all 100 of them, because there's 100 copies. All 100 books, I cleaned them all. So if anybody gets anything that's off, just hit me up because they're all a little different, all a little unique. But then I had to hand fold all of the dust sleeves. So you have to there's creases already, so you just fold them over. You have to put it spine in though and flip it over to stretch it over to make sure that it's like tight. It's an interesting way to manually do it. But it was funny because I did listen to the end of a podcast before I started up Iron Maiden, and so I was listening to the Collector Quest, and they were like hilariously talking about that nobody has created a collector's book for the Nintendo or the Super Nintendo or any of this stuff. And somebody needs to make it collector focused as I'm
Oh my
holding
gosh.
hundreds in my 100 degree. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, these guys are lost as hell because they're the same guys. And that's why I wanted to plug them, is that they had plugged my NES Oddities book in the past. So they know I'm like, they know my books. They had mentioned Pat the NES Pump, but it's just Pat's book just has the games in there and it tells his own personal stories and stories from people that he hired to write. And so I was just like, yeah, but mine is collector focused, 100% collector focused.
Well, I
And
mean,
I think though that they go ahead.
no, I was gonna say this is a reason why they probably need to follow you on Patreon because it's free to join.
I mean, that's true. That's true. Well, but the thing is I think that to their aspect, they wanted somebody to go down the minutia of every single little tiny insert in the games, and I'm not that insane. So like we're gonna talk car box manual, but not like, oh, there was a registration card in here, or this one had a thing in it. Perfect example is I actually got in an indie game. And it is
Oh,
Shadow.
that's a hard ass game too. It's fun, but it's
Yeah,
hard as shit.
badass. But where it actually goes is like, so you want me to talk about the box and the card, and potentially there's a manual, and I haven't opened it yet, just got it. But Super Rare has a sticker that comes with it, combined with card pack. This one has stickers. And
Oh,
these
those are
stickers
cool.
don't fit, but they don't fit in the case, which is a sin because it's wider than the Switch case, so it can't go in.
Ah,
And so then they have a card that they mail it with, a thank you for your purchase. Now, where the insane people are is you keep the outward cellophane that the game goes in that has another limited super rare game sticker that's branded to Cyberchat. Do you consider this part of the collection? Because when you open it, it rips. Yeah,
yeah.
you could use a little heat gun and take these off. Like, how crazy are you? How broken are you inside as a collector? Is he? No, no, but reality is though, is that what I like, and that's why when I did premium, everything fit inside of whatever the outward packaging was. And if this was the outward packaging, it would be interesting enough to be displayed. This is just a
Yeah,
bag
it's
that
just a
does. Well,
plastic bag. Yeah.
so, so when they do this, okay, so now what I'm going to do, but because I am a sane person, which sucks, I'm gonna have to fold this and put it in,
Mm.
which folds part of these stickers because they didn't orient it so you could properly fold it in the middle without folding an actual sticker. But I'm probably not going to crease it. I'm probably just going to do it like that. But like otherwise, I'm going to lose all this crap. All this crap's going to be gone. I'm going to move 3 more times and this crap is all going to be gone. Or do I just put it back in the baggie and throw it in a box somewhere and not display it? That's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like, so that is the collector's conundrum, but that is the same amount that I feel like they wanted me to go into, or wanted an author to go into
It's weird
collection.
because they make these things obviously with the collector in mind. Like, why would you make a sticker sheet that doesn't fit in the Switch? Because like they're probably going to open it. Like a collector's going to open it and see all the goodies inside. I mean, there's plenty of Switch games that's been out in the past that like one that comes up in my mind is World of Horror. World of Horror is like an indie point and click Switch game, and it's got so many goodies in there, but they all fit in the box, Or if you're gonna have something like that, have like a cardboard sleeve box,
Yes.
like R-Type Final, that comes with a little soundtrack, some sort of box to keep everything in.
Now, I would say I think this is the first time that I've gotten a game for Super Rare that's done this. Normally, if they don't have that extra sticker thing, so
Hmm.
this is like a new thing. Now, I did have to my own dismay, I did the sticker pack for one of the game releases, probably in like the fourth series of games, and they give me a giant ass sheet instead of something that would fit in the box. So we ended up folding them and putting them into the box, but they still fit in the box because we folded them. But like, yeah, people didn't like that. And I was like, I hate stickers as it is. Like, I don't like
Yeah.
tchotchkes that aren't canon to the game, that don't give something that's cool to put next to it on the shelf. Like, it's a it's a wild thing, but like, yeah. So, and then you mentioned like follow me on Patreon. Reality is, I have always done this, even with podcasting, even with my books. I'm usually the hipster artist, the underground.
Mm.
Like people that listen to us, they get an appreciation of our crazy minds. Like
Yeah.
it's cool. And like we'll share it. Like we'll try, but like on the other side, the internet is created with those that want to make money off you in mind in order to get exposure. And
Mm.
so if we share links, they don't get as much traction on social medias and all this stuff. So it's like if you follow us on all of our different areas. We have the Indie Gaming Gems Facebook group. We have Discord servers. We got the Patreon. All of it's free to join. There are paid tiers on the Patreon, but like there's be cool shit for it. But follow us. We'll be the hipster artists and the hipster artist thing. I got a couple things to show off for the
Oh yeah.
viewers, and I'll explain it. So should I go crazy giant thing or should I go crazy complex thing? Because I get the crazy
Well,
complex thing.
well, before we get into that, I just had to ask you one question because I'm a big Iron Maiden fan. What album were you listening to?
Mm.
Which Maiden album?
Oh, I would have to look it up because it was the 20th anniversary, or no, 25th anniversary of it, of the best of the album.
Okay, cool.
It was a later release album though, because the one thing I like with my Plex server is that it gets me historical albums that were released on that day, and then it goes back. So like it'd be like 5 years on this day, this album was released, this album was released. So it was one I was not familiar with. It wasn't like Number of the Beast or any of the classics.
Yeah.
It was a later release, but they were freaking great. It was great songs. Like I was just jamming out, nothing like, crazily historic, but it was classic R&B.
Oh yeah. Can't go
I'll
wrong.
let you know after because we're recording on where I could check it.
It's all
so,
good.
so I can't check it live on the podcast, but I'll let you know later. So do you want me to go crazy crazy big, or do you want me to go complex detail?
If you're talking about the big thing that I think you're talking about, I think the listeners need to see
Yeah.
this. They need to
Okay.
see it.
So, context is that, I come across things online and I came across, and I think we talked about on a previous one where I found a bootleg Nintendo Famicom logo of Mortal Kombat for like it's like Mortal Kombat 3 on the Famicom, which is a bootleg game made in China. And I found the logo, and the logo is like squished, it looks like crap, all this stuff, but it's colored. So I redid it by hand, make sure it was the proper proportions and everything, and I made myself a coaster. And so this thing is badass. And I thought it was cool. I painted it. And of course, it is painted. Like, I literally hand painted it. And then I put the little nubs on the back so I could use it or put it so it doesn't scratch on the back. Whether I'm going to use this as a coaster, probably not, but maybe. Um, I can always go over this again with more orange or whatever. Because I could put a sealant on the top. Now, I was going with the wife because she has this little placards on our wall. It says, "Home is where the army sends us, and we do every time we move." And she had made enough to where I could retire, and now not retire it. So we went to Lowe's and got ones cut, and we got new ones cut. Um, I looked over. I was looking for pieces of wood that I could etch with stuff, and I saw this giant S table slash stool top, and I'm like, I could put a Mortal Kombat logo on that. Then I just scared. And so I sent like you a video, and I'm like, "Hey, dude," and this fucker is big piece of wood. This is a big piece of wood, and I finished painting it yesterday. This fucker is gigantic,
That's so awesome.
and just for comparison's sake. The coaster is this big. It's an actual coaster size. I could sit on it. Like it is
Yeah.
thick too. This thing is thick, it's heavy. Ironically, I'm probably going to etch a little hole and I'm gonna hang it on the wall.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, this is a wall piece for me. And I made it for me because I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers is very particular with their intellectual properties. So I won't be like mass producing this, putting this online. However, if I make some of these and they pop up at conventions that I go to, you may have an opportunity to purchase one or join our Patreon, and you can, hit me up on a message, and I will always do commissions for patrons.
Mm.
Like, and you don't have to be a paid Patreon to shoot me a message. Like, you could just,
Yeah.
and I'll just, whatever the time and laser time and the paint and all that. Like, this took like hours, but it was fun. I was sitting there, like, doing the detailing around all of this because this is like 3D cut too. Like,
Yeah, you can see the layers.
yeah.
It's
And so
cool.
I went around it like while I think we were watching TV or something. I just went around it etching and yeah, I wanted it to do all black, the classic Mortal Kombat logo. But yeah, so the other thing I'm probably going to do is for this one in particular, I'm going to take it to the conventions I'm attending this year because I think some of the Mortal Kombat dudes will be there and I would like them to sign it.
Oh, that's
So
dope.
I feel like that would be pretty cool to have them sign. And I'll probably make them some coaster logos so I can give them a coaster logo and then have them sign my giant one. And it'd be fun. It's heavy, so I have to wrap it up or something. And then I'm gonna finish it afterward. So that's the one painting thing I've been doing. The other one was, and I think I alluded to it, that I was working on controllers for the complete NES Kickstarter from a couple years ago. Um, the guy commissioned to do the controllers has still not made them in 2 years. So I hit them up and said, "Hey, I can do some like etching and painting on canvas." And I finished my demo one. I'm gonna make the ones for the backers a little bigger. And I had a couple reach out to me so far. Some haven't reached out to me, so I'm not gonna make any for anybody who doesn't want me yet. But
Yeah,
I finished the controller
that's
for the
cool.
and so this is the complete NES logo, the controller. The ones I'm gonna make for them, it's a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna put this complete NES larger above it, and then it'll just be the classic Nintendo NES controller. Now, again, this is all hand painted. And I did like a silver on the top. Now, what's interesting about this is I did it double sided for the first time. And so it's the Super Mario Brothers.
That's cool.
And again, all hand painted. I like that I like because I leave it like so it has that wood grain texture to it as well.
Yeah, I think that adds a little something special to it to have that texture to it.
I mean, it's just hand. And then of course it goes over the side too. So all of it goes over the side, like the whole thing. So it's like a little 3D painting type deal.
So
But
cool.
yeah, that's the painting crap I've been doing. I haven't done it a little pixels because I've been working on it. One of the Kickstarter backers wants a Friday the 13th scene. So I got the cabin, and Jason sideways where he attacks you on the overworld. And then there's the camper, and there's actually a zombie behind the camper. So it's a little customized one because that doesn't happen in the game. Usually you're just getting chased by the zombies, and then when they all go away, Jason pops out. But I have it with both, so that way there's an extra little character on there for it, which will be fun. And so I told you before I missed your message because I was painting Friday the 13th grounds. I was painting grounds of Camp Crystal Lake, painting the ground. So yeah,
Cool.
but it's nice too because I'm moved away from computers. So we do so much with computers nowadays. It's nice to do
Yeah.
something without it. Um, and before we move into some indie content, there will be two opportunities this summer to find me at conventions. One will be in Chicago called the Video Game Summit. It's in mid-July, and then a week or two after that, Classic Game Fest in Austin, Texas. I'll be there. And I'm pretty sure at least the Video Game Summit, Paul Niemeyer from Mortal Kombat will be there as well. And Jeff Lee, and Warren Davis, and like classic video game programmers and developers from the classic era. And so it'll be a fun time. And then Classic Game Fest is crazy. So that one will be amazing. Uh, yeah,
Nice.
so I'll be at those two. So if you want to see what kind of crazy, I'm gonna bring some art because I'll be in the middle of my move. So I'm actually gonna take all my paintings and everything and just keep them with me, so that way I can
Mhm.
bring as much as possible. And I'll have a select few of books. They're heavy, so I'll have a select few of books. And if anybody ever sees me at conventions, you'll know, like, I'll bring a couple. When they sell out, they're gone. So, like,
Yeah.
people hunt me down on the first day and find out where I'm at. And they're like, oh shit, let me see. Like, and then after that, like, I'm all around doing my thing, hunting for games and having a good time at these conventions. So it'll be a good time, man. And of course, Xander Scramble's welcome to adventure out on the weekend if he has some time off.
Just like teleport there, like just show up.
Hello. Oh, well, there's this thing called airplanes and cars.
Ah, airplanes. Airplanes and cars. Well, and then also before we get into like the indie stuff. Oh, before we get into that, you gotta talk about burning wood. You burned wood.
Burning, burning wood. Oh
You
shit, man.
burned wood last week.
Oh yeah, no, I actually burned wood like a month or two ago. So I was doing a bolo, which bolo is the obobo from Double Dragon 2. Kind of looks like a bolo from Enter the Dragon, the not the main bad guy, but the main bad guy's heavy, his big guy. Um, but it burned the shit out of him. And it was like he was completely charred and black. And I worked on a new process with some like use this kind of like gesso thing that you put on it, and I was able to paint over it and it looks flawless. I was like, holy
Looks
shit.
great.
Yeah, I actually don't have. I have the original bolo because I did one and I fucked that one up, burn it, and I just did another one, and now I'm like, well, let me take that second one. So I think that'd be cool. I mean that will go to one of the bolos will likely go to one of the patrons at the
Mhm.
producer level and above. So I usually just randomize the patrons because we are hitting the end. So while I'm in the middle of the move, we'll be hitting the end of the second quarter, and every quarter I shoot out two producers and above, executive producers as well. They get a cool ass thing that I will make. Maybe I'll make Mortal Kombat coasters. I don't know.
That would be cool.
That'd
That
be
would.
dope too. So I think before we start talking our games of the week, we were going to talk this indie slash console generation thing you brought up, right, Xander?
Yeah, because I was like on YouTube yesterday and I was watching a lot of different various live streamers, and a lot of folks were talking about the PS6 might be coming sooner than expected.
So you're saying the PlayStation 6?
Yeah.
I
It
feel like we just got the PlayStation 5.
Yeah. It's so weird that they're talking about the PlayStation 6. They're saying there's a possible, and this is a hinted recent leak. So I mean take it as a grain of salt. But they're saying that 2027 might be the 10th generation of PlayStation. And I'm like, really? Like I feel like just a couple months ago we were talking about the PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation 5 Pro. You know, like we were talking about the Pro consoles and
It would make sense right now for them to start conceptualizing how they would want a PlayStation 6 the next generation to look, but feel like it's too soon. Maybe it's just because the Nintendo Switch 2 is just coming out in
mm,
2025, like at the time of this recording, like in a week. But like that's just now coming out. Or it could just be because I feel like console generations are kind of done.
yeah.
Like there's really no reason to get another console generation for console generation's sake anymore.
Mm-mm.
There
Well,
wasn't really enough differences between PS4 and PS5. Like there were graphical updates, but like
yeah.
5 to PS5 Pro, it's all iterative. It's like
Hmm.
PS4 Pro to PS5 was like a small step. PS5 to PS5 Pro, a small step. And it's like, do you want to reset at this point, or do you want to just get a nice PC that also could do handheld functionality
Hmm.
and have that to run modern games? Because modern PCs are consoleized at this point with the Steam OS is doing stuff.
Hmm.
You have you even have like stuff like GOG, good old games, that does this like little GOG loader that'll pull in Steam and GOG and Epic and all the things and give it a GUI and make it consoleized.
Hmm.
So it's like, is there a need? And Xbox is seeing it because you haven't heard Xbox talking about a Series X or anything. If they do anything, my prediction is that they'll do like a handheld Steam Deck type thing, which is the
Yeah.
rumor that's out there. So, and I mean, the Switch 2 is also handheld because everybody wants to do gaming on the go for a younger generation. They want to continually have all of these small pockets of gaming, which is why, indie games have thrived how they are now. As, as a general, the quadruple A budget games are becoming like harder and harder to push out because they're so expensive to make, and the prices in order to like the prices for games are like trying to adjust to compensate for these ridiculous amount of production costs to make these games as amazing as they are because it costs money.
Yeah.
But like there's no appetite from the community to pay $100 for one
I
game.
yeah, I didn't see any when I was watching the PS6 rumors, I didn't see one gamer that was like, "Hell yeah, this is awesome." Everyone was just kind of like, "Why?" You know? Because the PS5, I feel like hasn't even been to its full potential yet. I mean, you think about the games and stuff, like we haven't had any like crazy, I mean, we've had some crazy games in the last couple of years that came out for PlayStation 5, but nothing that's been like, oh my gosh, like you think we've only had like one Ratchet and Clank this generation. You know, where's Infamous? Like we need a new Infamous on PlayStation 5. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I feel like they're still tapping the potential. So to tell the consumers, hey, there's a PlayStation 6 right around the corner, I mean, this is in my opinion, I think it's pushing more people towards like PC gaming. Because it is becoming more user friendly, it's becoming more affordable. Like this week, when we get into games we've been playing, I mean, I bought like 5 or 6 indie games for like $30. I bought. I'm at
I'm
that
sure it
point.
keeps on forwarding you stuff too.
Yeah, so I'm downloading demos, I'm buying cheap games, I'm becoming that Steam user where I'm having a huge backlog and not realizing it. And we're not even at the summer sale yet, the
We're
spring
not even
summer sale.
close.
Yeah.
Well, and so like me being a old man retro gamer and looking at the analytics, that's pretty much all of you listeners, like 90, probably 90% of y'all are in our boat of being in your 30s and 40s. And so the thing is like me being that, I still have a backlog from when the PS3 went on sale at GameStop and I was getting those games for $1. And then my wife was giving me crap. Like, why do you have so many PS3 games you don't play? Because they were taking up space in the garage. And then
Hmm.
PS4 happened, and I did less. I did less of those, but I have a backlog. There are amazing games for the PS3, PS4, like classic titles that I haven't put in the time, and I want to. But I also enjoy my projects. Like that's my my release. But then I'll be oh I'm gonna play a game and I'm either gonna go towards something newer, like with indie and stuff, or I'm gonna play freaking Legend Super Metroid again or Legend of Zelda Link to the Past.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play one of those, one of my bread and butters. And so there's no like mid ground. I mean, hell, even this week I busted open my analog pocket and played Super Mario World and played I'm in World 2 and I went there, got to the Star World, beat the first couple levels of the Star, not the Star World, but also the special. Got to the special still, just off the top
Yeah.
of my head, just doing it all, fucking around. And I just did that. And I did play some indie too, but I didn't play like anything modern
Yeah.
or 3 generations ago modern, 4 generations ago modern. And so it's one of those where it's like, if they do a PS6, my wife may want it because if that's what's going to run Grand Theft Auto 6, she's going to want it.
Mhm.
But on the other side, like she's playing like Dreamlight Valley right now, which can run on like anything. And I'm, sitting there not playing PlayStation 5 at all. Like I still haven't opened or installed Final Fantasy 7, the second one. I have
Not
the
yet.
special edition, which I probably shouldn't even open as a collector at this point. Uh, just play it digitally on my damn computer. But like, because the thing is that like Grand Theft Auto Online takes up a shit ton of hard drive space.
Yeah.
I can basically go and install a game. It's why I moved and got Elden Ring on Steam when we were moving last year, so I could play through it and play the Erd Tree. There's a new DLC this summer, so I'm moving
Mhm.
again. So son of a bitch. Um,
I hear it's really cool too. I hear the new DLC's dope. I hear it's really nice.
Oh, I bet it is. But the thing is that I have Elden Ring on PlayStation 5. And I played it like when my wife was in school, like at like a few years back, she was in class, and I was like, oh cool, I can play Elden Ring. And then I realized it is massive. So she finished her schooling and I was still in I had finally beaten the first boss, whatever. I was getting into it. And then I lost the PlayStation again.
Mm.
And the PlayStation's also our device that's hooked up to all of our streaming services, which because it runs a little faster than our smart TV's apps.
Yeah.
And so that takes the precedence of the television when we're using it. And so I have over the years gotten accustomed to watching my shows on a tablet device or something else because TV is taken, and I play my games on a small device. The Switch was perfect for me. And now
Mhm.
Steam Deck and the Legion Go and the Analog Pocket, like I have all these cool ass devices. So a PlayStation 6 doesn't really fit into my gaming style in 2025, even the last few years.
Yeah.
So the way the console is different. It's changed. There are console gamers. I mean, hell, with
Mhm.
our 90% of viewer listenership, guarantee y'all some of y'all are just playing on like classic consoles on TVs. Like
Yeah.
there's people that do it. I mean, if I wasn't a turd, I could just go into my bedroom and we got one of our older TVs in there and it's huge and I could hook up consoles to it and play it.
Yeah.
But I also don't have my PS3 or my PS4. It's in storage, so I can't even play them right now. Like, to stop me moving so I could play my damn games. And
You know,
it's wild, dude. But yeah, so that's my thought. What are your thought on this like
I,
PS6 world, man?
I mean, I'm just it's crazy, and a lot of it's probably because I didn't get a PS5 until like probably maybe 2 years ago. You know, when Final Fantasy 16 came out, like in 2023. So I've
That's
had,
another game.
yeah,
Fucking love that game, and I haven't even put forth more than the first three chapters.
and like
Yo,
I'm looking at it, I'm like, the PS6, like say theoretically a PS6 coming out in 2027, would I want one? And I'm like, no, no, I have no desire to get one right now, you know, because my PS5, I'm still playing that, and it's also backwards compatible with PS4, and there's so many PS4 games to get, and it's kind of how I feel about the Switch too. You know, I'm gonna get the Switch too, but I could go like 2 years without getting the Switch 2.
we find a Switch too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I am in that mode where I haven't been able to get one online because people are nabbing it up.
And people's
Right.
pre-orders are getting canceled too. That's another
Yeah.
thing.
And so, but my thing is like I will find one. If pre-orders are getting canceled or people are not going to pick up their pre-orders, that's how I'll just go to the store and buy one.
Yeah.
And and for me, I'm pretty much relegating myself. Like I bought a super rare game. That was the first super rare game I've gotten in a long time. I don't usually buy games online, but I love fucking Cyber Shadow. But
Oh, yeah. It's a good game.
but lo- but like because I move, and so I'm like I'll just go. I'll find it at a store, and once all the stores stop carrying video games, which is probably gonna happen in the next 5 years. Um, I'll figure out a way. But right now, I'll go find one at one of the local game stores here. I'll go buy one, or you go to Target, go to Walmart, and I'll pick up a Switch too. And if I can't, okay.
Yeah. Until then, you have thousands of Switch games because the Switch has a
Yeah.
stupid huge library.
I got 1,000 games on my Steam Deck. I got more than
Yeah.
1,000 games, but dude, I'm good. Like I got no, and and so for a lot of us, like older, mature gamers, we got stuff. We got
Yeah.
games, and I never got rid of my Nintendo games. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like we're good. So if the demanding's there, I'm patient. I will wait. I don't need it on day one. I don't need to pre-order online. I don't even need to go in line at launch and go pick it up. Like I will find one. And the game I want to play doesn't come out till July, which is Donkey Kong. So,
Mm.
like, which is funny that we're talking Donkey Kong's coming out for the Nintendo. But that's the one I want to play. Like, you know, Mario Kart is gonna be great, but
Yeah, it's gonna be
not,
fun.
but it's not something that I need to like sink massive amounts of time into. Like, I'll play it with friends and family, and
Yeah,
not.
that's kind of how I am with Mario Kart. I'll have like a honeymoon phase with Mario Kart World. I'll have like a honeymoon phase, and I won't pick it back up for like another year until I meet someone that's like, "Oh, I love playing Mario Kart World." I'm like, "Oh, I got that game. Let's play online." That's kind of how I was with Deluxe because I played it.
Wait for the downloading. Wait for the down. That's every time.
Yeah,
Like, it's just waiting for everything to be downloaded, all the DLC and everything, because you probably uninstall stuff because you hadn't played it in so long.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it was Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U was the last time I like played through and got all the cups.
Mm.
Like the deluxe on Switch, I just I played it a bunch of times when a new DLC would come out, like we're releasing this character or whatever, like or these tracks, I would go and play it once.
Yeah.
That was about it. And it's fun as shit every time I do it. And I'm pretty damn good at Mario Kart. So this Mario Kart 64, I used to have world records back
Oh,
in
wow.
like on the N64. And because they saved all your times. And then later on, when Twin Galaxies put up their scores, I'm like, oh, a lot of my scores on my memory card are faster than the world record.
Here you go.
Well, you can't do that because you have to record it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I played that shit as a kid, teen, because I'm old. But but it was but I had broken them. So I'm like, okay, so I'm pretty good at Mario Kart, and Mario Kart 8 has awesome control. So hopefully World plays like 8 to where you got the drifting and everything. 'Cause the drifting was like perfect in 8. So
Yeah, I loved
I
it.
mean, Yeah, to me, it's like it is a fun one. But again, though, don't need to buy the console through a scalper
Hmm.
to get it. Like,
Yeah.
like I mean, I work for a living, you work for a living. We have some cash set aside to where we could buy one monetarily,
Yeah.
but not going to run down the rabbit hole. Now, here's a question. Would you buy not the game key cards, but would you buy any of the games if you come across them before you get the console? Like any of the ones you're interested in?
Normally I do that, but
Yeah.
I don't really see myself doing it with the Switch 2 right now. You
Well,
know.
I'm just thinking about different aspects. Like, so I'm going to get the Zeldas. I mean, I
Yeah.
got the damn Zelda tattoo. Like,
Tears
I'm
of the
obsessed.
Tears of the Kingdom was like one of the best games ever made, dude. I love Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, and so. And then the thing is like, so I'm going to buy them, and the games will likely be at the stores, even if the console is sold out.
Mm.
And so, I gotta decide if do I want to go buy them and have paperweights until I get the console. Um, I will think about it probably. That would probably be about it. The other question for you is if when you get a Switch 2, are you going to get the bundle with the digital code in it, or are you just going to get the classic standard one? Because for me, in my collection, I have every console for Nintendo boxed, but I
Hmm.
don't like the pack-in one. So if I had like the Mario 3 action set, the one that came out there, because that's like the first new Nintendo console I got, because I got a hand-me-down NES back in the day with Mario Duck Hunt. So the first one I got was the Mario action set, but I like just having the regular for
Mm.
the display piece. So what are your thoughts on that? Because like obviously having the digital codes one and done, and then there's a label on the box.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hold on to the boxes as much as I used to, so I'll probably just get the digital code depending on the price, because from like a financial standpoint, the one that comes with the digital code seems to be like a pretty good deal because you're going to get a game right out of the box. But yeah, I mean,
It's $50 more,
yeah.
and Super Mario Kart World is 80, 90, whatever the
Yeah.
price was. So you save a couple dollars, but then you don't have the physical cartridge.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to get like the new Pro controller too because I don't really play the Switch handheld. I play it docked most of the time, so I'll have to get a new Pro
See, some of the
controller.
old people, like we mentioned, that have to play on a TV docked.
Yeah.
I don't play on TV. I'm excited, but no, so yeah. That's a wild one though. It's crazy. Speaking of playing things docked, I followed to last episode the retro collection on Game Pass.
Oh yeah.
I had I had remember I said there was like laggy for me.
Hmm.
So I took it off the dock, put it on my handheld, which is the actual computer, and no lag. So it's my setup.
Oh.
100% my setup was janky. Also, playing it on my Odin with cloud gaming is not laggy. So literally my setup has more lag than the cloud.
It's
So,
crazy.
so I need to figure out what the hell is up with that setup because I don't want to have a hampered setup with the different the diff when I hook it up to a TV because that kind of sucks. I don't want to deal with like having to play it handheld because then I got to unplug everything.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's a wild thing, and but yeah, so I followed. It was my setup. It was not the retro thing, and I could play through games, and it's fun, and but it's all Atari stuff. So if you're not in the mood for Atari, like for the fun challenges, it's all Atari stuff. There's other games there, but they're not as intense for the challenge mode. Um, but yeah, so I think we need to talk about some indie games though, Sam.
Oh
We've been
yeah.
rambling about modern shit.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, now here's the thing. These are the modern consoles are the vessel for indie games. And I feel like indie physical on Switch is going to be negligible. It's going to be the limited run games that are going to keep that going
Yeah.
uh, because it's going to be too cost ineffective to do a Switch 2 game cartridge for an indie title.
Yeah.
Me, I'm going to continue to collect on Switch 1. Even if I had the option to get a Switch 2 game, I'm probably going to buy the Switch 1 version just
Yeah.
because I want to keep that going. And while I move, I'm going to conventions, which people will be selling games. I'm actually going to make sure I have my database of Switch games I want, my wish list updated so that way I can walk around with my newest list of games I want to check off. I'll probably print it off and be like, yeah, I can't make a book on my own wish list every time I have a wish list, but I have the book for the full collection, but not the wish list. So I'm gonna have my wish list of games that I wanna find, and it's a big list, so should
Switch
be able
has
to
a
find something.
Switch has a big library. And speaking of
And
libraries,
it's all indie. Speaking of
yeah,
libraries, it's
speaking of
all
libraries, talking
yeah.
about some of the games we've been playing. I I've been buying more games this week than playing games, admittedly. That's what I
Welcome,
that
welcome.
that's what I've been doing. So the game that I've been playing a lot this week was I've been playing more Pool Stay, been playing more of that. Like the game's so much fun. It's like $15 on Steam and it's a tower defense game with crazy Japanese humor to it. It feels like we've talked about it in previous episodes. It's like a long lost Dreamcast game. That's what it makes you think of. But I just love the fact that I'm like trying to protect this guy who's trying to develop a game. I'm trying to protect him. There's like all these hoodlums and yakuzas and just hot dog people and just crazy people just trying to bust in his door and stop him from making a game. And I have to beat him up. I'm like this, cyber otaku guy.
I mean,
And
this is basically reality though for a game.
yeah.
What do you think
Every
about it? You got everybody coming out trying to distract you from completing your game. It's not necessarily Yakuza and crazy shit, but there'll be, oh, this thing's here. Now I gotta eat. Oh yeah, all right. Stop.
Yeah.
It's reality, based on reality.
See, I just been playing that. I did download that demo to one of the games that you sent me. It was like the ooh. That's the best way I can describe it. It's a bunch of O's.
Yeah, I just forward over any crazy demos that come out. I don't usually install demos because I got too many new games. So, I did play from last episode, Rytmos. Rytmos.
Yeah.
I played that. It's pretty cool. It has touch control support and you can rotate, but you have a planet essentially, and on it starts as a square. It's like Square Planet, and you go to the first page, and music's playing, just the vibe. And as you go through, you have to make sure you connect all the dots, and you get a gold if you connect every dot. If you just make a connection with some dots, you complete the level. If you connect all the dots, you get a gold. And once you complete it, it adds to the melody of the song.
Oh, that's
And
cool. I
then
like that.
you flip it to the next, and then it'll unlock more sides. It like comes together graphically. It's so impressive. Comes together graphically, and then it pushes over, and then you complete it. Once you complete all of the sides, so there's like 6 sides to a cube. Once you complete all the sides, it backs up like Katamari style and makes a planet. Um, but you realize that musical jingle, the musical sound that's been playing and growing and becoming more complex, was based off of a worldwide instrument. And then so to be, oh, this is marimba from this country, and it gives you a little history on it. And then you can
Ooh.
sit there on the touchscreen and play around and play it to the song like your own music.
Oh, wow. That's
It's
cool.
so freaking cool. And so I played through a couple worlds on it this week, and I added it to the backlog. I just throw it on and play some vibes, and I'll do that in probably this week or next week. I'll just continue to jump into it because there's games I do play and jump into, and like I don't always talk about every game that I jump into for like 15 minutes or so. But
Mm.
yeah, Ritmos is awesome. Like it's well worth getting a copy if you anything like you like classic res style vibes, but that's a shoot 'em up. This one is based on puzzle. That's
Yeah, as we're recording, I mean, the sale's going to be way gone by the time it's live, but as we're recording right now, it's got a good sale. It's normally a $15 game, but you can get it on Steam right now for like 2.99. So,
Yep, exactly. Um, the other game I played, which was one that popped up in the new and noteworthy, however, I played it because it has been in my list for a long time, making my first Metroidvania Chronicles book. This game was, I don't know if it went to the new and noteworthy of that book, the upcoming games, or went to the second one, or I had it waiting for the third one that hasn't come out yet. But it's called The Siege and the Sandfox. And this one is wild because I hadn't played a game Metroidvania quite like this. There's a lot of platforming, there's stealth, you can like jump in a box and then like a guy will go by you, like one of the enemies will go by and you can jump behind them and like disable them and kill them. But I don't know if it's just at the beginning where I'm at currently, but there's a narrator, and the narrator's like classically trained narrator that's telling the story of the siege in the Sandfox. Like, and it'll say like classic quotes like the Sandfox moves over here to do like it's going over the lore of the world and why everyone's out to kill you or the bad guys are doing bad things and all these aspects. And this character is like you start off with all the powers and then it gets rid of it. It gets rid of you. I'm not sure if you go back in time or it like took your powers away, but you can jump like super high, which is really interesting. So you can like jump up and grab onto things, and then eventually you'll get Metroidvania style extra abilities, be able to do more. But it's very platforming based, which I have fun with in limitations because I have to be in a mood to play a Super Meat Boy style die all the time, Celeste style die all the time, and a platformer. Having that in my Metroidvania is hit or miss because I
yeah.
don't like when I'm doing a Metroid, Super Metroid, Castlevania. I want to explore. I want to be able to do something, but I can't make it, so I got to come back. Hopefully, they give you enough so you can add icons to remember, because won't remember. But this one feels like an epic Metroidvania, and it is absolutely a gem.
Yeah, the animation, I want to note the animation looks so good because I was watching some of the footage, like the trailers for the B-roll, and yeah, it's like the wall jumping and the scope of how the graphics are and the lighting. That's something else like almost one of the things I liked about Octopath Traveler. Everyone talks about like the pixel graphics and that's cool, but the lighting in those games are really good. And the lighting in Siege and the Sandfox has like a really cool lighting effect to it. Like photography wise. I'm like, man, that's makes it look more polished, makes it look real like it's got texture to it. So,
And um, and it is up for $15 on Steam. It is not on sale because it just came out. It
yeah.
just came out. It is. There's a lot of stealth in there, but the stealth it doesn't feel like it's mandatory. It just helps. It
Yeah.
helps you, you know, better traverse the world without taking damage. But it has mixed reviews for some reason. But it's probably because it's a little different and challenging, more so than bad game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I mean, it says that the enemy patterns aren't great or whatever. Like there's people like talking about different things, movement glitches, stuff like that. But it's I didn't have any movement glitches or anything as I was playing. But I also admittedly didn't play for 20 hours.
Hmm.
So maybe if I played a lot, I would see those. Typically games get patched. I mean, this has been 3, 4 generations at this point where games can get patched to fix those issues. And the gaming community is so like, what's out now? Let me move to the next thing before they give things a chance. So by the time somebody gets this, once it goes on sale later, it all these issues are probably will be patched out anyway. So I mean, the game has been awesome with what I've played so far. So I will sing its praises.
Yeah, it looks really, really good. Now, going to the new and noteworthy part of our
Yeah.
on the horizon because last week, last episode we were talking about how we're kind of changing the format a little bit on the horizon, where we talk about some of the new games that we found that we think are really, really cool, but we have also another part that's going to be like our budget side. So we have like on our horizon games that we're like, oh man, this is awesome, and then we also have that, oh man, it's awesome and it's really, really cheap.
The new and the noteworthy, because some of them
Mm,
are new, some of them are noteworthy for having an update or whatever, but
mm.
they're new to us, new to the podcast, or worth bringing up. Um, yeah, dude, this first game in
I
the
played the
list.
demo. I played the demo to the first one.
Dude,
It's
how is it? I did not play the demo.
okay. So the game we're talking about, and see if I'm pronouncing this right. It's like Pipistrello and the Cursed Yoyo.
I mean, it is Pipi,
Yeah.
Pipistrello.
Yeah,
Pipist-
something like that.
It looks fucking cool. It looks like
It
a
is.
Super Nintendo Zelda like action RPG with platforming.
Yeah, it is. And you start off in the game like in a dungeon essentially. And kind of what I really like is the yo-yo mechanic. Because the yo-yo, there's like certain, like, say there's going to be a lot of switches, a lot of keys that you have to collect that you can't reach, but you'll see like these little like triangular kind of symbols against the wall or whatever. When you throw your yo-yo, it goes through it almost like a snake maze, and you like will grab the key and bring it back to you, and that's really cool.
Was there anything else notable from the demo?
I mean, other than the soundtrack's really, really good. The pixel art's dope. Like it looks really, really nice. I mean, I forgot how much this game's going for right now. It just came out.
It is a $20 game. They have a little sale going on. It's like $2 off right now. Um,
I put it on my
and
wish list though.
yeah, this is 100% wish listable. The other thing is very positive reviews. The developer has worked on stuff in the past. I don't know if we've covered it, but there's a game called Dodgeball Academia released in 2021 that has a Switch physical release, and another one called Ninja Clash of the Carrots. And both those games for
Hmm.
$10.
I played Ninja Clash of the Carrots. It's an endless runner, but it's a lot of fun. It's a
Yeah.
really fun endless runner.
So now, with this, would you say it's more Zelda, right?
Yeah, you know what game it kind of made me think of? It made me think of Blossom Tale.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So Blossom Tale was, a tribute to Zelda Link to the Past, so that's perfect.
Yeah, this is a Zelda game through and through.
But it's not in Metroidvania though, because
I don't
I
think
thought
so.
it was interesting that it popped up on YouTube under the Metroidvania guru who I interviewed for Video Game Bullshit a while ago, and he reviewed it. So I'm like,
Mm,
why? I mean, he does. There's exploration, but Zelda has exploration. Gated exploration is in an action RPG Zelda like. So
yeah.
it's not Metroidvania to me is platforming. And so like,
Well,
yeah.
there is like biomes with the yo-yo. Because your yo-yo does get like upgraded, and I guess maybe that could.
Do you go back? Do you have to go back to biomes to do stuff like to unlock? I mean, Zelda does that too, though.
Yeah.
Link to the past, you go back to all the different areas, all the
Mm,
the biomes, but go back to the Lost Woods to find the heart piece that you missed. Like
yeah.
that's Zelda. So I would not consider Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, when I played the demo, I had Zelda vibes. I wasn't even thinking about Metroidvania. So
okay.
yeah,
I just thought I would ask because I did see it pop up on the Metroidvania Guru channel, and I'm like,
yeah,
so so basically, I mean, you can almost justify anything as a Metroidvania, so
yeah.
it makes sense.
Such a good game though.
Yeah. So next game.
The next one, I thought you were talking about your backlog because I saw I saw the name Cauldron, and I was like, is like a backlog? And like, no, this is a game that I put on my wish list the moment I saw it. Cauldron, and you said it's also the name of an older retro game. I wasn't too familiar with the retro Cauldron.
Yeah, so I want to say that either is on the Commodore 64 or the Amiga, there's a game called Cauldron. Like, I could be misremembering it, but that's the thing with having a game that's such a simple title with one word is that, oh, was this a different game? Wait, is there a different Cauldron? Like, cause yeah.
But yeah, when you look at this game, you're going to think that it's maybe very similar to what we were just talking about, like a Zelda-like, 'cause it does have that Zelda look to it, but it's very different in the sense of gameplay because it's a mini game centric turn-based RPG. So I mean, it's
Exactly.
and I thought that was really, really cool. There is a demo as well, but yeah,
It's there's also like the category of idler on there, so I don't know if there's certain stuff that you do where maybe there's some it's not necessarily the mini game portion, but afterward I think do they have spots where you have to upgrade things and then it'll idly upgrade your stuff? Because
that's what it
it
looks
says
like.
there is a collection box, upgradable collection box that auto gathers resources. And then there's also unlockable auto battler to do battles for you. So apparently there'll be like tons and tons of battles and strategic things. So the auto battler is more interesting to me than because I'm not a big fan of doing strategery. Um, when it's super complex and I got to memorize systems in my games. Yeah,
Yeah.
doing the auto battler would be good. Game is $15 and on sale, dollar off, $1.50 off.
Yeah, it's got a demo and from what I looked at it, I mean it looks a lot of fun. If by some reason you're like, will this run on my potato PC? It will because
Oh yeah.
all you need for the OS is at least Windows Vista or greater. Just one.
And this developer has released three games all within the last 6 months. And one game called Archons, one game called Wave Defense Trappist. And so don't know much about those other games, but there are other games. So this isn't the first game by Sleepy Dad Games. Sleepy Dad. It's nice. Um, but yeah, so this one, a turn-based RPG that has it's mini game centric. So the mini game thing is super interesting to me because I love the WarioWare style games, like we'll pick up and play. Like
That's what attracted me because I saw the mini games. I'm like, this if anything, this would be a good game to pick up, play a little bit, put back down, pick up again. You need those games. You need those games that were like a quick upper on games. There you go.
exactly. Quick upper, no downers, Xander. No
Yeah,
downers.
no downers.
Only uppers for Xander Scully. Next one got me with the crazy vibrant visuals, dude. Like this one looks like a damn fever dream. It is called Haneda Girl. So it's a precision arcade platformer.
Yeah, this one looked really, really good. And I want to see, I'm pulling it up right now on my B-roll because
Yeah.
I think I may have already bought this game. I think,
Yeah, it's $15.
yeah, I think I already bought this game. I haven't played it yet, but I bought it because to me, I love like the mech. It kind of made me think of like what is it? Metal Arms. Kind of made me think of that with the mech. And I was like, all right, I gotta play something like this. But what I really like is kind of like the targeting system. It has a really interesting targeting system to get through point A to point B.
Yeah.
It's really, really
Yeah,
cool.
like little like you kind of grapple. This developer, it's Studio Koba. They did Narita Boy, which does have a Switch physical, does is another one. That one's a $25 game. This one's $15. But the game, like it has these subtle black backgrounds with neons on the levels, which it looks impressive. Um, yeah, it's the platforming looks interesting. It seems like it'll be level-based combat, so action platformer vibes. Probably a lot of death will happen in this.
A lot of memorization and riding the rhythm of a platformer with this game. That's what it looks like to me, which
A lot
I
of
love.
warping, a lot of warping. So you can like warp through walls, warp up to platforms, lots of actions and attacks. The one thing I don't know, because you have a mech in here too, which typically means that your character is nerfed to the point where they're weaker. I'm not sure if you have to kind of get better to the point where you take less damage, zero damage. I'm not sure if there's like auto kill or if it's like you have a nice life bar.
Mm.
I tend to like to have a little bit of sponginess to my characters more than dying all the time, but I can play either.
I think a game that did that really well was Panzer Paladin did that really well, where you had to get out of your
Yeah.
mech for certain parts, but you weren't completely vulnerable. I mean, you were, but it wasn't a one hit kill sort of thing. I like that.
Yeah, Panzer Paladin did it nicely. My thing is I always think Blaster Master and you get out of there and you're a little turd and you get destroyed.
Yeah.
Like, damn it. Every time. Every time I would get my ass destroyed. And but I love Blaster Master. And hell, I need to play Blaster Master 0, 1, 2, and 3. Like I need to finish
Same.
one.
I
I well, that's how old my backlog is I got Blaster Master 0 on launch window Switch digitally,
mm,
and I still haven't beat it. So,
yeah. I still haven't
like,
played them. I haven't played any of those Blaster Masters. I've always wanted to. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go play it, and I still haven't.
so what's great about Blaster Master Zero compared to NES Blaster Master? Because it is a re-envisioning. It tells the story of Blaster Master 1 with new anime cutscenes. It gives you a map with locations, so you don't have to remember when you have to go backtrack all the way to the beginning. Now you can fly up to the next entrance, which was mind blowing as an NES gamer, finding that as a kid with no online resources. Um,
Yeah.
Now it's like it'll be like ding ding ding, go here. It's like that's actually really cool because it keeps things flowing.
That makes me want to play it because that was one of the things I absolutely was always pissed off playing the original Blaster Master is like the sense of direction. It was so cryptic. So
Yeah, it is not cryptic at all. It's pick up and play.
like
The one
that.
thing that got me why I probably didn't beat it was the scope creep of DLC characters that popped up. So you could play as like Shovel Knight. And so I'm like, I'll literally play a Shovel Knight with her
Mm.
and I do that and I would like not go back and just finish the game. So I mean but I beat Blaster Master back in the day, so I don't know. I definitely need to go back and then play two and play three. But that game that we're talking about, like the Haneda Girl, definitely seems like it's a really cool mech game.
Yeah, I threw it on my
Got
wish list.
We got
And
distracted by Blaster Masters.
and this one right here went right into the wish list because I haven't played a good RPG in a while. I've been kind of craving one, and this is an RPG. This is a tribute to 16-bit RPG, and that is Starlight Legacy. Just the name alone sounds like a long lost Super Famicom game.
And to be honest, like it is very hard to add games, RPGs to the list because there's tons
Mm.
every freaking week because RPG Maker made the barrier of entry very low to have a unique RPG. My thing is, it has to hit certain Super Nintendo or NES vibes. This one has the Super Nintendo to Sega Saturn when they did it right vibes for me and it just looks excellent. It also is being published by East Asia Soft, so we should see
Ooh.
it get a physical part of their like they do like 4-pack collections on Switch One. And so, but to me, what got me was the Mode 7 character, like as you're traveling. Like to me, I was like, all right, cool. This is like Final
Yeah,
Fantasy 4 and 6.
they knew that too because that's the first thing you see when you click on there is you see that dragon in mode 7. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, this,
Yep.
you know what? This feels like this feels like a game that we would see like Johnny Millennium talking about that he played like 25 years ago. That's that's what it
It's
looks like.
true. It's
It
true.
does.
But the thing is like even the like the character art is good.
Yeah.
But it's like you could tell it's made by like somebody who has love for the RPGs because they try to do their own unique thing, but the pixel art on there, like 'cause the character profiles, the character art on the graphics, they're fine.
Mm.
The gameplay, the game characters in game, like the bosses, the guys you fight, the world looks freaking great. That's my thing. And so like for me to, recommend an RPG when we have zero time to play massive games like that, it's gotta hit the
Yeah.
pocket all the cool things. Um, Game is $12, 12.99. That's a good price for a role-playing game. And the developer has only worked on a game called Mugen Cards, so like there's no penchant, no pedigree of role-playing games from this developer. Um, what I like though is that East Asia Soft um has picked it up, which means that we know it's going to get a pretty cool fit. Actually, I said East Asia Soft. I think I was thinking of a different publisher who does the 4 packs. East Asia Soft does those East Asia Soft, like the Play exclusives. So I
Yeah.
get a cool ass like bundle thing. I think I was thinking of a different publisher for the 4 packs for Switch One.
It's kind of interesting because a lot of East Asia soft games I play are normally like shmups, like shooters. So I was really surprised to see an RPG in its catalog. I'm like, okay, cool, cool. I li-
So it's the interesting thing is like collecting the first 20 of those because I was going hard for Switch at the beginning. I think I stopped at Panty Party, which is a 3D Panty RPG battler. Um,
yeah,
and I think I eventually completed my collection to get them all, but most of them were shoot 'em ups at the time.
yeah.
Then there's these pocket of amazing games that pop up that just like hit me in the right nostalgia feels, and that's why this was a perfect one. There was a game in here that I noted was noteworthy, but I don't think it's indie.
Oh, it's not indie. It's not indie, but it's worth talking about. And then I think it really contrasts the game we were just talking about because we were just talking about, a game that was a tribute to 16-bit RPGs, and this one is made by one of the best RPG creators of all time. You know,
I
fair,
can't even say his name. It's like Hironobu
yeah,
Nakaguchi.
yep, the creator of Final Fantasy.
And
Um,
then Nobuo Matsu's doing the music, and the game is 3D role playing game published by Square Enix. Probably not indie.
yeah, it did start out on Apple Arcade a long time ago.
Okay.
It was on Apple Arcade for a
And
while.
and the name is called Fantasian Neo Dimension. Just
Mhm.
before I forget to say the name of the game. But yeah, so that popped up as a game that because it is a $50 game. There's a free demo, but that popped up for some reason in my feed somewhere. And I'm like, what the hell is this? I hadn't even heard of
It's
it.
it's so good. I haven't played it yet, but I say it's so good because I love the art style because the art style is like 3D, models, but the backgrounds are also 3D real-time models, like miniatures. Like the actual background is made like photography wise, they took pictures of the little town. So like it's photorealism with 3D animation. It's a really cool style.
Oh, that looks cool as hell looking at some of the screenshots. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, so
it's
I I wonder if it's going to get a physical Switch
oh yeah, it
because
does.
because my thing is that I still like to collect, but my worry is that, hard drive space is a premium. So if I want to get everything on Legion Go, everything on Steam Deck, I won't install it, which means it's a less likelihood to play than if I have the cartridge and I'm like, oh, let me look through this giant stack of games. I want to play a role-playing game. I have these ones here. I have the Pixel Final Fantasies. I have this. I have this. Oh, what the hell is Fantasian? I look it up again. Oh, we talked about this one. This is the Final Fantasy with the cool ass claymation backgrounds or whatever. Like, it looks badass. So, you said there is a Switch physical?
Yeah. Yeah, it's physical across the board. I think there's like a PlayStation 5 and a Switch physical.
So, I'm gonna have to add that to my list of games to hunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
It's probably it's probably cheap by now too, because it's been out for a little while, so you can probably
yeah,
find a used copy.
I think it shows like December was the release date, and so that's the thing that's wild though, is that from this point, we have been podcasting too. Um, a lot of this stuff popped up and goes under the radar.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm on YouTube watching stuff. You're on YouTube. I'm on Facebooks and all the things and play video games, talk about video games, do art, publish and
Yeah.
publish books.
That's one of the reasons why I'm not too worried about like getting the newest greatest console because there's still games I'm discovering that are like a year, 2 years old,
Yeah.
because you could have a crazy month, like say when GTA 6 finally comes out, any game that comes out the month that GTA 6 comes out is going to go right underneath the radar for so many people because everyone's going to be like, Grand Theft Auto 6. And that's going to be the time to look at some really interesting indies, probably.
So you think about it, like it was released December 5th. And so if I had been busy that week and not happened to go on YouTube, like all those people watch it and they move on. They
Mhm.
review it, move on. And so like I may have even just missed it because the YouTube algorithm only shows you the newest stuff. So everybody only
Yeah.
talks about the stuff, which then means that I missed cool ass shit that people probably covered. And I probably have notifications and bells on for those people that I watch, and I didn't see it because the YouTube algorithm is broken.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's not good. And so that's where it's like listening to podcasts like ours where we find random stuff is important because we're gonna find the stuff, cover it again, and then you listen to it and it's listening to the iterative podcast. That's why I like listening to the podcasts I do listen to as well because it's
Yeah.
iterative. It's great.
I've been going back to our older episodes just add to my wish list of games, because there's games that I forgot about and like my biggest fear is like we're gonna have an episode where I'm like, man, I've been playing this game, let me tell you about it, and you're like, Xander, we covered that in episode 7.
Oh, yes. I'm not going to be that remembering because I definitely will remember. Um, it'll more so be, Xander, I think we talked about that. We'll have to find it because,
My
but
biggest fear now.
well, even our first 3 episodes, we didn't do the log. So like
Mhm.
I've because I think it'd be interesting to because I always like to do content historical, like doing it based off podcasting and covering it in book format in the future and doing reviews and then like so say we do an indie credible podcast book, but as I'm going through the games, I go, hey Xander, give me a sentence on your experience now, years later. Okay, he's gonna take fucking forever because my indie gaming gems book is gonna be like that, where I'm covering stuff that we've covered, and it's gonna be all right. What is your feedback on this? What do you have you played it? Do you have? And you're like, no, I got none on this one, and I'll move on. But then I'm gonna have like little talks about all the games. It's
That'd be
freaking
cool.
crazy. It's crazy. I've already started the indie. I mean, the indie gaming gems one is definitely wild. I'll tell you that much. Freaking nuts.
You know what else is wild?
Oh,
What else is wild
indie,
is
indie games.
and getting them super cheap. And we got you guys covered because we do have some really nice budget games to talk about. This one here,
Holy crap.
this one I was just like, yeah, this is totally Jeff, and I'm here for it because
Totally me.
it's got the Game Boy aesthetic, it's got the Castlevania aesthetic, and that is Vlad Voiler Dracula. Am I saying that right?
I would assume it's Vlad.
Yeah.
I can't say the last bit was the other one. What did you say?
I can't. Yeah, it's like,
You
dude.
say it wrong again.
Voivod.
God sings good. I don't know. But yeah, Dracula, Dungeons of Ergrigoff.
Thank God for B-roll.
Yeah. Um, but it has Game Boy Color aesthetics, platformer, I mean, Metroid style. It says Metroidvania in the thing, but it seems like it's more retro Castlevania.
I feel like it's more stage based.
Yeah, which I like stage-based
Yeah.
retro Castlevanias. I mean, I assume at this point that a lot of the developers put Metroidvania to get searches.
Yeah.
I mean, it's how I found it, so that's good. And this game is still currently on sale, under $2, $1.94 currently for this game. Now, the interesting piece is developers working on a big Metroidvania version of this that has color and everything called Dungeons of Edrine. Edrine. They're doing it episodically right now. So the Dracula Episode 1 Manhunt that is coming out. NES style games like Castlevania, Ninja Gaiden, and Shatterhand. And this one has beautiful graphics with color and everything. So that one. And then the Adrini, I think, is the third game in the series. So they're all based off the same Vlad game.
Yeah.
Vlad characters. So that's like they're central for the world. This version was the first one. Well, the second one that they released, because episode 1 of the other game was released in 2023. They have an episode 2 announced, and then this Game Boy one that is $1.94. The Dungeons of Agrigals was released in November of 2024. This one just, I mean, everything pops in the wish list. I go ba-dum, 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 and buying tons of games every week to add to my backlog that I'll never get to. It's amazing.
Yeah, it looks good. And then one of the things that I really liked about the the Game Boy aesthetic is it had, your characters traced out, in white outline. I was like, that was nice little touch right there.
Ironically, it was more Game Boy Color that we saw, or Game Boy Advanced that we saw that.
Yeah.
But would have loved that on the original Game Boy. Like, a lot of games didn't do that on the original Game Boy, but it would have been a lot easier to see on a Game Boy screen. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I like that there's like a little rabbit hole to go down for the Vlad series with this, because it means that under $2 you can get introduced if you dig this style. All right, now go to the beautiful one. The episode 1 is on sale for $5 from 17.
Yeah, I was about to say it's on sale this week.
Now, from the topic of terrible freaking names, calling it episode 1 feels like it is not a full game. But if it is a $17 experience, one would assume it needs to at least be a full game and not just an episode level.
Yeah.
So, not sure, but that's just poorly named. Whereas this Dungeons Game Boy one feels like it's a full game because it has a great name. Like, it has a long ass. Now, great name, can't say it. But, but at least it feels like it's a free, or not free, a full experience for under $2.
Yeah, because when games have the episode, my biggest fear is it's never going to be finished. That's my biggest fear.
That is the problem.
I'll get into it, and all of a sudden, like companies, they come and go, and something might happen, and episode 2 never comes out, and that would suck.
Oh, that would be terrible, dude.
But this is another game that's got a weird title, though. It looks cool, but yeah,
It's Zell XEL.
Yeah, XEL. It doesn't even look like really indie. Like it looks really, really good.
So it's a 3D sci-fi fantasy action adventure game. It is like top down, has a little bit of an isometric view to the world, but it's beautiful graphics. Like the graphics look PS3, PS4 era, has that character with a lot of emotion on the main character's face, has a platform character style mascot. That's what I was thinking, a mascot character style. Game is normally $15, on sale for $1.49. This promotion ends June, so hopefully people will be able to get it. Developed by Tiny Roar, which I feel like Tiny Roar is not super indie though. What has Tiny Roar done? Let's see. Into the Emberlands, which has a physical, and then you have Lose Lagoon, which I've not heard of, but I've definitely heard of Into the Emberlands. And they have Bombats Arena and Assemble Complete, which I've not heard of. I think you should get Assemble Complete, though, because it has 45 games in it for $164. I don't know what the hell. Like, there's no way. But it's the retail $634 for all those games. So you get a huge sale, but it's still $100 on.
That's crazy.
But yeah, Zell looks cool though. It's It's got a action-based system. Looks like there's a lot of hack and slash gameplay. It looks like there's also some bullets, and there's also like a little grapple mechanic where the main character can like grapple onto the character and pull herself into it. Yeah, as I said, so female protagonist. Game was released in 2022, so definitely older.
Hmm. This game right here, the last game,
The
is
last
already.
game was a scope creep. Do you know why?
Why is that?
When you buy Zell, then a Torah pops up under $2. This game,
Ah.
yeah, so this game was not on sale until you buy the other game. So once you bought Zell, there was a bundle deal. I saw that in this
Ah.
game. This game was under $2. This is a $20 game. What is it called though, Xander?
Oh Lord. Um, Itora?
A Torah. I
Itora.
was like, yeah.
It's already in my library. I went ahead and bought it. So.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I I'm pretty sure we had not talked about a Torah yet. Now, here's your fear happening today is did we talk about this game? Because this game I had already had like installed and everything, and then it was on sale for like $1, and I'm like, well, let me add it to my okay.
Yeah, I bought it before we recorded, so I haven't known about the game until this episode. So
I think it may have a physical, has lots of reviews. Super positive game. And Atora is a 2D action platformer, Metroidvania. You're the only human in a strange place to explore and fight and uncover. And the graphics, dude, pretty sure that's what got
great.
you.
Yeah,
It,
it kind of made me think of I hope I can make sure I don't Xander scramble this. What was one of the games on the Super Nintendo? I think it was called Soul Blazer. That's what it made me think of.
Soul Blazer. So the Enix, not Square,
Right.
Enix action RPG years that came out.
Yeah, the animation looked very similar to Soul Blazer. I'm like, sign me up because that's one of my favorite Super Nintendo games.
To me, the graphics have the vibes of like 2D PlayStation 1. The few 2D games that we got on PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Like when you got a 2D PlayStation 1 game, it was beautiful looking, like amazing graphics, like because it's not something that could have put on a Super Nintendo. Like the graphics are like freaking amazing. Like can't say amazing a million times, but it's one of those where I love when people take inspirations from those vibes from the generations and then just modernize the shit out of it, put so much care and effort into it. Love it.
Yeah, because I think that's something that a lot of us like older gamers really, really enjoy is talking about the 2D sprite work in PlayStation and Saturn. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people love the Saturn collecting like the Japanese games because of the 2D sprite work was just paramount
Yeah.
that generation.
And I think I like it to the point where it's like, this is how we remember it, not how it was.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because when people go to the NES minimums of graphics or the Super Nintendo minimums, and people are, oh, it's missing something. Because like there's so much polish that go into modern games. And the other piece that I want to mention about Atora is that the platforming seems very precise. Everything
Yeah.
seems tight, clean. And so from a Metroidvania perspective, it's flawless. And I mean, I definitely purchased it because it's on sale. And I think it was in my list. As I said, installed. I don't think it was installed. I think it was on my list for Switch physical, maybe, or maybe I was gonna sign the damn thing for premium back that age. There's something in this one. This was another one that was like in my mind for games. That's the thing too. We're gonna get to the point where Xander Scramble and Jeffy Braindead is just
Feed brain dead. I like that.
Jeffy Braindead because it's like, do we cover it on the Indie Credible? Was I looking at it for Indie Gaming Gems? Did I put it in the Metroidvania Chronicles and forgot? Like I have lists for a reason to make sure that I don't duplicate efforts because it just looks so familiar. The game,
It
the
does.
fact that it's under $2 is wild.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be playing the day after the show. Like, 'cause I was looking at the B-roll and I was just like, oh yeah, I gotta buy this because it looks so good. It's got a lot of awards too. I mean, it's got a 61 on Metacritic, so it's like wishy-washy. Which I mean, I'm spending like $2 on it, so I'm not expecting a 10 out of 10. Even
Was I supposed to play a randomized game last episode? I can't remember. Again, Jeffy Braindead.
you were, but I think the game you chose is still not out yet because I was trying to find it myself.
What was it called?
The Crow Cart.
Crow Kart. Yeah, we did not play Crow Kart. I have the demo. I didn't play it, so I did not play it. So let's because I was gonna say it's time to figure out what I'm going to play next. I did play one other game which I thought was cool that we could chat about. I actually didn't put it in the notes, and it was a fun one. It is called we talked about it. It was called A Webbing Journey,
A Webbing Journey.
and that was the one that was like Katamari but with a spider.
Oh yeah.
That we had talked about, and the Webbing Journey was interesting because I played a little bit of it, and it seems like you're like going through and you go through this corridor and you get to like pull on switches and do all the things as a spider. You have a ball version, which I just picked the spider. But then it just like you get to the first level, it's like huge. And I'm like, all right, this is insane. I had to like stop because it opened up the scope creep with no like achievable goals. Because what I like about Katamari is like you just run through, pick up everything you timed. This is like open world in Katamari, like tons and tons of stuff to do. Looks fun as shit. A 3D platformer vibes, essentially. Puzzle platformer vibes is what
just a little overwhelming. Like when you were like, whoa.
See, I wanted something small. I wanted something woo they could play. So yeah. But either way though, Webbing Journey, I actually should probably put that in the damn notes.
Oh yeah, I put it in mine, so we already had B-roll while we were talking about it.
Exactly. Oh yes, yes we did. Oh good God. So what should I do for should I look at all my local games for the roulette this time?
Yeah, because I remember last time we kind of had genre, but let's just roll with it.
We didn't
So,
even fucking do it.
I know.
Do it again. We're freaking dorks. Well, because if I do locally install, because the Crow Cart was not locally installed on my deck, it's on my Steam library, and I want to say it may not be released because it was part of Crow Sworn, which is a Metroidvania. This was a bonus game. I got it as a backer of Crow Sworn. This is why I have the demo.
So what'll happen?
But I also didn't install on the deck, didn't have time because I was finishing my Start Major Academy shit, so I didn't have time to play anything on my Legion. And so I think now this week I'm going to transition the Legion away from the TV, and I'm going to start working on books like portably and playing more games on that too. So I will be able to install more things. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So let's hit the locally installed randomizer and see what we're playing. So what popped up was Xeno Gunner.
Xeno Gunner.
Xeno Gunner.
Sounds like my kind of game.
And it looks awesome as shit. And it is an action 2D action game. Because I was good for a few years of categorizing every game that I had to my Steam Deck. I'm probably hundreds behind now of putting it into the right genre on my, because I have like collections of genres, so that way I know. But Xeno Gunner, I have to look it up real quick just to see, because it is an action game. And because what I want to do is tell the listeners before we end what it's a $15 game. And made by Happy Frog Games, released in 2020, has pixelated graphics, and looks like a badass action game with a lot of shooting.
Yeah, looks like something I would want to play for sure.
Yeah. So that will be the game that I will be playing for next week's randomizer. I'm just going to click it so that way I click launch, so that way it pops up at the beginning of my home page. So if I don't do that, it will disappear into the ether of 1,000 games.
Indeed, and I'm slowly getting there. like I said last week, I was buying more games and playing, and I'm like, oh, this is dangerous. This is very dangerous.
Life happens, Xander, between working and everything else. There's just like, and I mean, I'm freaking doing shit like painting and doing all things. And I already told my wife I'm probably going to procrastinate on packing.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the army will have people come pack things, but like I need to go through and anything I care about getting broken, I got to pre-pack. So like for example, you mentioned Tears of the Kingdom. I have the Tears of the Kingdom limited edition that I found. And so if I don't put some pre-packaging around it, it will be likely dented and damaged because the packers aren't going to understand value of anything.
Yeah.
But in Hawaii, it was a nightmare because they had done our bedroom last. They waited till the last day, did everything in one day, which is supposed to take multiple days to pack and a day to load. They did everything within. They've spent more than 24 hours at our place. They're not supposed to do that, and so they had went to our bedroom last, took clothes, put them in the clothes boxes, tossed my Nintendo NES boxed games in the bottom of it, and tossed books on top of it.
Oh my God.
So I had stuff get mauled. Like there were some of my limited Switch games. So I had some that like some of the ones would come in boxes, and some of those went and like, got like destroyed. And one of them I was like, oh great, that's the limited whatever from Limited Run Games that was sent to the Kickstarter backers for backing this one Switch game. Okay, oh, and now it's dented to shit. Cool. Because they didn't put the games in a box.
Yeah.
They tossed it in a like, and the thing is at that point, like I had to go act to be on a television show, which I Rescue High Surf. I had to go do that, so I had to leave, and my wife was up for 24 hours, so she couldn't be everywhere at once. So I was like, these people were just like packing all the stuff, and
Jeez.
you know, it's so. In other words, I will be pre-packing some things into totes. Probably come in here and pack up because I have a small game collection of things I've accumulated. Like I have some sealed turbo games that I found. I'm not going to pre-pack up. Things. Yeah. And then I got like tiki collection, tiki mugs and stuff. Like I don't need them to go and put several wraps of packaging around each plastic plate in the kitchen, and then take my tiki mugs and just toss them in. That's what they do. I'm like, they took my wife's Disney collectibles and tossed them in boxes. I'm like, what the hell? But then you have my daughter's plastic plates have like wrapping or pound wrapping. What the fuck? So I'm gonna tell them, all right, so you go through this, you package up your kitchen, package up the same thing. You know what? Because like if you don't package up that stuff like that, I will promise you we will claim it all.
Yeah, that's nuts. It's
nightmare. And my thing is, the older I get, I want less stuff too. So like I'm gonna have key pieces of even the game collections, key pieces. That's why I'm getting into the art stuff, because then I can put this with my boxed Mortal copy of Mortal Kombat. The giant thing is because you have an opportunity to have people that acted in it and get them to sign it, and then they add to I'm more about the story and the experience at this point. And so even having the giant Switch like backlog of games I would like to buy, it's more about the experience of getting them at this point.
Yeah, because you'll have a story, like, oh, I was at this convention, I met this really cool guy, he had this Switch game that I really was looking for, then I played the game, and
even stuff like I showed off earlier, getting Cyber Shadow, like I would almost rather have gotten it at a convention. But would it have came with that sticker pack that can't fit in the box? Probably not.
Probably not.
But do I care about that sticker, tchotchke? Probably not. So yeah, it's one of those things where I got it on they caught me when I was at night, probably drinking tequila, and pre-ordered it. But what I do like doing is supporting indie on Kickstarter when they do like a physical tier. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. So I think that wraps it up then. We went off on a tangent. It's a long one.
Yeah, I was about to say, speaking of support, before we leave, we have to give a big shout out and for the support of the exclusive executive producers. I always say exclusive, but executive producers. And
build the whole camera.
It really does. It's crazy. But give a big shout to Akaroth.
And Burner Turner.
Indeed, and David Isherwood.
I'm just messing with the camera. David Isherwood from over the pond. And then we got we have Jesse Glenn.
Jesse Glenn. And Jesse Glenn, he's with the Thunderdome. This is the long one.
Disgruntled Gamer as the Thunderdome Gaming Society.
That's right.
Which is also Lunchbox.
Indeed.
But yeah, always
do our
providing great, awesome updates and interactions, and I love seeing all the pieces. We have a Discord for patrons. That it's kind of slow. There's not a whole lot of posts in there, but people also hit us up in Facebook. They hit us up on the Facebook group or whatever. Like, however, like y'all contact us is fine. Like, I'm not picky. As I said earlier, appreciate the support, and I do consider like myself the hipster artist of gaming. Like, there's one person that told me, they're like, man, if I don't follow your stuff, you're always doing something. I was like, follow me on Patreon. And we did add digital versions of my books up on Patreon, and I've been continually adding. I added this complete SNES up there recently, so you can, and at the $5 tier or above, you get access to everyone for free, or you can buy them for $10 a piece, like individually, but you can get them all for free at $5 or above. So
Indeed. And as always, guys,
indeed,
we want to thank you guys for listening and supporting, and as always,
support
indie.
Indeed.